Let's do a quick boom. Clap, sync, ba bum, ba dum, ba dum, ba dum, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running. Right then. Hello, welcome. We're going to do a Q&A thing. I've got answers, you've got questions. I've got answers, you've got questions. That's a jingle for the new series I'm doing, called Questions and Answers, which isn't a new series, it's one-off. Before we get going, let me just say thank you to those people that have recently subscribed or followed me on Twitter or whatnot. I've had a bit of a big rise in the last few months, so if you are new, hi, feel free to introduce yourself in the comment section. And yeah, I'm Ben. I make Football Manager videos. You've been watching them, hopefully, and enjoying them. So let's hope that we can continue that relationship in a very steady manner. I asked Twitter and Facebook today for some questions. I said, hey, social network, please hit me up with some questions. And you did. Some good questions, some not so good questions. I'll answer all the questions, whether in this video or on Twitter, at Dr. Benji. Thank you. Oh, there. It's there. Sorry. Thank you for putting it on the screen. Editing, Ben. Not a problem. Although we look very similar. Yeah, we do. Okay, the first question we're going to answer today comes from the McFluffy. Good name. When you have players complaining about lack of game time, what options would you like to have when discussing it with them? I think like DMs, would be good. Just a variety of swear words. Aggressive should be just swear words. Because I don't say aggressively, I think we can improve on our relationship, or something like that. I want more anger options. Just what, maybe? What, ? And walk out, like storm out. I should be able to storm out of player sort of complaints. And I can't do that. I can do it with press conferences, but I can't do it with players. Alternatively, voicemail. Put it straight onto voicemail. That would work as well. Okay, next question comes from Sam Wilson. He said, if you could have a non-FM YouTuber join the community, who would it be and why? Not Spencer Owen, who's Spencer FC, who does some Football Manager stuff. If I could have one member from the outer community, I think the obvious answer is someone like PewDiePie. I'd like to see PewDiePie try play Football Manager. I think it would be quite interesting. I think this is a bit more general really, and it's not a particular person, but I would quite like those people that are doing football-based channels already, do more Football Manager. So I'd like to see Copper90 have a go at it, the Football Republic. People that are already doing football content do Football Manager. I think people that do that sort of thing may already play Football Manager. To see them do that in video form, I think would be quite good. So yeah, that would be good. And also, if some of the FIFA guys want to come over to the Promised Land and do some Football Manager, give it a go. Give it a go. What have you got to lose, apart from a little bit of self-respect and about 50,000 viewers? Joking. We're booming. Michael Disley asks on Twitter, if you made a YouTube series based on a game other than Football Manager, what would you choose and why? Now, this is something I'm going to kind of quietly discuss with you now, that I thought about very, very much actually, that I was going to do a FIFA career mode this year. Two reasons why I didn't. Firstly, I thought you would really hate me if I did that, and I didn't want to upset you very much. And secondly, career mode's quite boring. So in terms of FIFA videos, I don't know if it's the sort of thing anyone would want to see me do. I guess I'm kind of asking. You came here thinking you were going to get answers. Oh boy, are you going to get questions? So that, I think in terms of other games, things like GTA and CSGO and Rocket League and other things like that, it would go on another channel. I actually got a question about that of, would you ever have a second channel? I guess the answer to that question is maybe one day, not now. I'm very much focused on what we're doing here and with sort of the podcast for the fans. And apart from those two projects, I'm not really thinking about having another channel. Again, it might be something that happens in a year's time, in 6 months' time, but it's not something I'm thinking of doing now. In terms of a game, I think FIFA would kind of be the natural step because it's another football game. It's something I'm relatively good at, so I think I could do quite good videos. But it would be a completely different style of what I do now, so I'd have to change things a lot, and I'm not sure you would be a fan of such. Next question's quite funny, considering it's me answering this. Florida is hot asked, how long did it take you to achieve tactical success in FM? For those people who are here thinking, I've seen Salford, there's no tactical success going on, go back and watch other series, trust me. Such as making tactics, they seem stupid but actually do well. I think he might be more referring to sort of the Parma series, where I created a few different tactics with some success. I guess Cover the Pitch this year with Man United was a little bit odd but worked in some respects. I think a lot of it is just trial and error. Look at the Prozone stuff, try and see where there's gaps in other teams and how you can exploit those gaps, and then keep tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. I think consistency with doing it over and over and over again, you'll eventually get results because you're looking at each aspect of that tactic, and in that respect you can make any tactic work if you've got the right players to play the positions. So quite a serious answer, but that's how you do it. Keep using the same thing over and over again and tweak it bit by bit to make sure it works against other teams, because you want success. Okay, I'm trying to keep Q&A videos relatively short, so we're going to do a bit of quick fire now. Are you ready? Fire out of the cannon. Milford, is that Cubicle? That's a fun name. Ask Benchy, favourite moment of this year's FM so far? I think when the Mouth had some penalty exploits in the Manchester United save. If you've not gone back and watched that yet, you might as well do. So yeah, that one, Manchester United save, the Mouth. George Farah asked Jean Monnier, if you've not seen the Parma series, that will be an unfamiliar name, or Danny Graham. I think for loving, I would go with Monnier, but for barbecues and other social events, I think Danny Graham is a great sort of conversation starter. Why with Danny Graham? It's hard to explain, but I will try. James Taylor asked, can we joke about it? Yes, we're allowed to joke about it. Favourite FM game, i.e. 2012, 2013, etc. Why was it your favourite? Unsurprised, like I've answered the Championship Manager one quite a lot of times, 0102. But in terms of games that I've played more recently, I think last year's game, despite the fact the goalkeepers were a little bit iffy, I actually enjoyed it. I think the look of last year's game was quite nice. I like what they've implemented this year. I think the new features in terms of things like create a club and draft mode make the game more exciting. It makes it possible to do other things. And I'll probably bring this up later on, but I'm going to do a draft mode series pretty soon for you to feast your eyes upon against another friend of mine that you may well have heard of. So yeah, I think last year's game was good. I think look-wise, just in terms of like the 2D picture and things, it just looked a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I don't know what it is. I liked it, and I think the game gets better year on year. So my answer in terms of like the technical aspects is this year's game is the best game, and I'm hoping next year's game will be the best one, and it goes sort of on and on like that. Apart from 2012, I think it was. Not that good. Connor Brownlee said, what made you start Football Manager as a whole, like a dad or a friend? We were talking about this recently in my stream, actually. You spelled Benji wrong, by the way, and that infuriates me. We were talking about this recently on my stream, I think, that I got a demo for 2001, and it was in a cereal box, perhaps. Someone referenced this, and it brought flashbacks. I think you could play around 6 months of that game. So I trialled that. I enjoyed the demo of that, and then Football Manager 2001-02 was the first one I had. And I think a friend was already playing Championship Manager, and I'd like go around his house and just sit sort of behind him. You might remember a picture of the scene. There'd be one friend who was like completely into it, loving the game, and then there'd be the other friend who was kind of sat over here, just being like, can I play? So yeah, a friend that wouldn't let me play is the answer. Ellis from Away Days asks, Coke or Pepsi? Probably Pepsi. Thanks for the question. Ben, good name, has asked, will there be any other series that will run alongside the Sulfur story? Now, obviously, you can see, as things stand right now, there's only one series going on. It's the Sulfur story. But as I've said, there'll be new things happening in the next few weeks. I did mention something on Twitter yesterday, which got quite a good response, that I might do rewriting history, go back on previous Football Managers to times where there was some uncertainty within the club, or maybe they'd failed where you thought they might succeed, or they succeeded and they may well fail under my leadership. Go back and doing something like that. So that might be a series we touch on quite soon. As I mentioned, there'll be draft mode stuff coming soon, and I don't know if there's a question about this, but the FM League will be different but returning. For those that don't know about that, go back and watch it. I'll say that a lot today. Go back and watch it. Oh my god, it's Toadsy asks, does your girlfriend think you're normal? Yeah, but she's not normal. Luke Turner asks, do you think we have a chance at this year's Euros? We're in the competition. I think that's a positive. I think that's the pinnacle. We're in the Euros. England, this is I'm talking about. I think we'll get through the group. I think after that, if we play any team that's remotely good, we'll buckle under the pressure. Which I hope doesn't happen. Luke, I hope we win it, mate. I hope we win it, but I've watched England for too long now to know that it won't be happen. If you're Welsh, all the best. You might win it. Billy, with an exclamation point, has said, if you had to give your hairstyle a name, what would it be? Let me let you into a secret. Before we started recording, I don't need to have a silly little fringe here, right? Before we started recording, scratched my head with a button. Is that gonna show? You can kind of see it there. You can't really see it, but so I thought we'll cover that up. A little bit of makeup, a bit of magic, a little bit of what do you call it? Pre-record magic. What would I call it? Do you know what? I'd simply call it the Benji. And the Benji is really wake up, have a little wash. Deal with that. Put headphones on. Welcome to another Football Manager video. That's all it is. Oliver Ball asks, what's your favourite series you've done on YouTube? The favourite series I've done is probably Parma Drama. Play the intro. I just thought it'd be nice for us to relive that. Don't know about you. And a lot of people kind of don't understand a few of my reference points. I think with Sulfur, I'm trying to make it sort of relevant to now, but at the same time touch on things that people might remember from previous years. I don't usually recommend my own stuff, but I do think Parma was quite a good series. So if you want to go back and watch it, Have a gander. I've said it again. Go back and watch it. Mr. Flopper Bobber asks I think this is quite a funny question, because I don't know how you mean it, if you mean it sort of with each other or in terms of the community in general. But he says, what do you think of the current state of the Football Manager community? I think it's good. I think there's still plenty of room for us to get better and to grow. I hope new people come and make videos. I hope people stream more, create blogs, create fan sites. I think all together, our community is quite strong. I think there's lots more we can do. I still think in terms of content providing, we're still quite young compared to certainly other games that are on YouTube and on Twitch. So the world is our oyster. It's what we want to make of it. Obviously, people that are creating content, Football Manager is a very singular game. It's a game that you play solo on your own. Getting other people involved is what will make the game more exciting. If they come out with some sort of online mode, I can see the community aspect growing and growing and growing, and in turn, that might make more people interested in our game as we play it. So I think the current state's good. I get on with lots of people. There are certain people that don't get on with me. That's fine. That's just, essentially we're on the boss, right? The old people at the front not enjoying me. People on the back, we're having a great time, etc. But I've got respect for all members of the boss. That's what we should remember. Right, final question from Zach Johnson. Sleep, marry, kill, Danny Graham, Danny Webber, Gareth Seddon. I will sleep with Gareth Seddon straight off the bat. No questions asked. He's a man that has got a fine-tuned body. I mean, he does modelling in his spare time, so I'm all over that. Not literally all over it. I meant, like, in terms of... Let's move on. I would marry Danny Webber, because... No, I wouldn't. I would marry Danny Graham, obviously, because we've already got a connection. There's already a bond there. I do have to buy him all the time, and I do have to pay him to then be with me week on week. But I feel like it's mutual in some respects, that he keeps wanting to come and play with me. And then I would kill Danny Webber, just so at the future. I mean, I've got nothing against Danny Webber. Danny Webber, if you're watching, you're a great guy. Let's work together. But we would get to play the song at his funeral. What song? This song. I mean, they couldn't get better. If anything, they've got as bad as they could get. Bit awkward. Right, that brings us to the end of the Q&A. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you've got any other questions, I will answer as many questions as possible in the YouTube comments. If you asked a question and I didn't answer it, chances are I've answered it before in previous Q&As. Put those on the screen. They're not going to be useful though, are they? Put links in the description to other Q&As. As I say, if you've got any other questions, leave them in the comments down below. Or if you want a direct answer pretty quickly, tweet me at Dr. Benji. Let's plug that again. Thank you to the guys from Twitter and Facebook that asked me questions. I appreciate it very much. We love with care from Dr. Benji. Until next time, I'll see you again soon. Just realised I didn't talk about the FM League. It's coming back in a different format. Very early stages.